We have major breaking news and a few swing state races. We can now project that Donald Trump has won the home state of Florida with his 30 electoral votes, with 56% of the vote. 90% of the overall vote has been counted, and Kamala Harris is at 43% in the state of Florida. He's getting around 15% of the overall vote in the Sunshine State. And then you have North Carolina, just 11% of the vote in. And Kamala Harris is leading Donald Trump by a little over 3%. Now, here's the thing. Another major projection out of North Carolina's governor's race. We can now project that Josh Stein is the winner. He will defeat Mark Robinson. As you can see right here, with just 13% of the overall vote, we can now project Josh Stein will defeat Mark Robinson. And so far, it's 56-39. I correctly predicted this. I also do have Josh Stein winning, and by about 8 percentage points. That is my prediction. Now we go back to Florida. I actually had Donald Trump winning this state by close to 10 points, around 9. That has exceeded my expectations, and he is winning it by well over that, by around 13 to 14 or 15 percentage points. We'll see, with 95% of the overall vote is in, with over 19 million ballots have been counted in the state of Florida. We go back to North Carolina. It is narrowing up. Another update here. Donald Trump is narrowing up the gap, and Kamala's only up by 1 percentage point. We take a look at the battleground state of Virginia, with 40% of the estimated voters in. Over 1 million and nearly 700,000 votes have been counted so far in Virginia, with 40% in, and Kamala Harris is in the lead by just over 2.5 percentage points. It is extremely close. She is underperforming Joe Biden in a number of these states. Maybe even worse than Hillary Clinton. We have yet to see. You take a look at the state of Pennsylvania. Only 7% in. This state should take extremely long to count the ballots right now. 72 for Kamala. Should not be a surprise. There's a lot of counties not called yet to Donald Trump's 27%. You take a look at the state of Michigan. Only 5% of the overall vote is in, and Kamala Harris is leading with 59% to Donald Trump's 38%. You take a look at the state of Texas. 35% of the estimated vote has been counted, with over 4 million ballots so far. Kamala Harris is trailing Donald Trump. He has opened up a 6% lead in the state of, actually 7 points now, of the state of Texas. 52-46, and it's only 35%. We have a lot of more ballots. You take a look at Kansas, only 3%. It's blue right now, but it should not be surprising to anybody. It should flip red very soon. You take a look at Illinois, only 4% counted, and Kamala Harris has a very huge lead. You take a look at Ohio, 34% in, and Donald Trump is trailing Kamala Harris by over 3.5 percentage points. You take a look at the state of New Jersey, 18% of the overall vote counted, and Kamala Harris is up by 8 percentage points. You take a look at New Hampshire, 24% of the vote in, and Donald Trump is trailing Kamala Harris by over 10 percentage points. You take a look at the Senate. Republicans are more than likely going to win this. They have flipped a seat already. No surprise to anybody. West Virginia, Joe Manchin obviously retiring, so Jim Justice, as a Republican, will go on to replace him. You take a look at Texas. Very important, crucial, and Ted Cruz almost lost in 2018, the midterms. But keep in mind, this is a general election. 34% of the estimated vote is in. And Colin Allred, the Democratic challenger to Ted Cruz, is winning by just around 1 percentage point. Now keep in mind, it's just 34% in, so anything can happen. You take a look at Missouri, only 1% in, so this should not be a surprise to anybody. And you take a look at Virginia. Hung Kao has already been declared the loser. Tim Kaine has been projected the winner. As of right now, Tim Kaine's winning the state of Virginia by only 5 percentage points. Not very good for him, even though he still won. It's just, it was not supposed to be this close. But keep in mind, it's only 42% of the vote counted. You take a look at Michigan's Senate race. Alyssa Slotkin, the Democrat, is in the lead with just 5% of the vote. You take a look at Pennsylvania. Bob Casey, the incumbent Democrat, an electoral juggernaut in this state, just like Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin, which Wisconsin has not been, the polls have not closed there. 8% in Pennsylvania. You take a look at the state of Vermont. Bernie Sanders, no surprise. And then we take a look at the governor's race, which, like I just mentioned earlier, Josh Stein has defeated Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson was just a horrible candidate. And then you take a look at New Hampshire, really interesting. Kelly Ayotte has lost the lead. She was originally up. Now she's losing by 2. But keep in mind, only a fourth of the vote at 25% has been counted. So anything can happen. I am expecting Kelly Ayotte to defeat Joyce Craig. So that's where we're at in a number of these races. You take a look at the House of Representatives. Republicans already have flipped 3 seats, and Democrats have lost 3 seats that they originally held from 2022, the midterms. So far, Republicans are at 126. They are leading the House, and they are looking like they could keep control to the Democrats' 75. Keep in mind, for a majority, you need 218 seats. So the Republicans are already closer than the Democrats. This is the current House of Representatives map. So these are the updates. So we go back to the presidential election in Florida. Donald Trump has won by around 14 percentage points, which is slightly less than Marco Rubio and Ron DeSantis. But that's still a very huge victory for Donald Trump in his own home state. Keep in mind, Barack Obama, Democrat, won this state 2 times in a row, I believe. And Donald Trump, this time around, is winning it by a margin he has never won it by. 14 points. Guess what? In 2020, he only won it by under 4 percentage points. Another update in North Carolina. It is basically a tied at 49 to 49%. Don't be surprised if Trump does take the lead in that state. Virginia, Kamala Harris's lead is shrinking at just 41%. And then Pennsylvania is remaining at just 8%. We don't have too much votes in there. And then you have Texas is narrowing up 53% in, and Donald Trump's lead is only down to just 4% as of right now. So that's pretty much it. New Hampshire at 27%, and Kamala is up by 10%. So we have a lot to get to. A lot of states that have not been called yet. I will be updating you guys as the night goes on. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay tuned for more updates for this election.